Hello everyone, Antazil here, back with another video for Hearts of Iron 4. It's been a few months and there's a new DLC, new stuff going around here, but I'm not going to go into the new DLC, I'm going for an older country. We're going to play as France and unite France and Spain under one monarchy. That essentially destroys your economy because you're getting involved in the Spanish Civil War, so defending against Germany and Italy will be all the more challenging. Let's go. What we'll be aiming for is the revised constitution branch here, and then of course the legitimate heir, so we can get the Unite the Crowns focus, getting all the cores of Carlist Spain as our own. Carlist Spain, yeah, well, they'll have to spawn of course, and I'm doing this on Ironman, so I haven't set Spain to go Carlist, so we'll have to do that ourselves. How do we do that? We get involved in the Spanish Civil War, make sure the Carlists spawn by preventing nationalists from going for Consolidate the North. After that, all Spanish corps will get the tag Carlist Spain. Then we would just have to keep the war going until we can do the focus to get those corps for ourselves. After that, we annex all of Spain and build up for, well, the rest. We'll do the basic research, not doing too much specials here. We'll try to get my planes going before World War II, but we're overpowering Spain with what we've got anyway. So we'll also start with civilian factories. We'll also build a supply hub here in Savoy. This is a red supply zone and you'll have trouble against Italy, or at least attrition. And because I'd like to take no step back in Africa, I'm going to build a port here, so these guys here will have supply. Something like that. After that, probably more civs. We'll revive the national bloc for starters. We'll try to get to the right as soon as possible. We'll have to take a detour here to intervene in Spain. Since dropping our stability, which will happen then, will lead to a civil war, we'll also need to ban communism. That will delay us a bit in this branch, but it has to be done. Optimistically setting 10 factories to guns. I don't have 10 factories. I'll just finish the ships that are building. Probably take 5 years to do that anyway. Something like this. We should also get a queue of anti-air going, but we'll get it done later. I'm just putting it here not to forget about it. Ordinarily, I'd say we're not wasting any army, but we do need a good army instead of a lot of army. So we'll consolidate this to 48 infantry divisions to set in 2 separate armies on this front line. We'll need more troops, of course, but we'll get them later. 5 speed, let's go. We're going for civilian infiltration wherever we can get it. I like to promote Jean de Lattre de Tassigny as my field marshal. We'll issue a diplomatic ejection for the Rhineland. We'll ban communism, which removes political violence, which is what we're after. Stability is a word we'll reinvent in the 1940s. This is lucky. Public demands rearmament. It happens more often recently, since Ethiopia has been buffed. Because Italy is still at war. Italy is a fascist country and they're our neighbors. The people feel unsafe and we can get a free early mobilization. Communism is banned and we will continue with utilize the leagues. Here goes the Spanish Civil War. Once again, the key will be to prevent the nationalists from doing Consolidate the North. They need to control 4 regions. País Vasco and Asturias are currently not theirs, but they do have Western Aragon, Navarra and Burgos. Wresting control of one of these provinces away from them. If they cannot take this focus, they cannot defuse the parties and the Carlists will rise up. That's our goal here. Meanwhile, we've done utilize the leagues and we'll do intervention in Spain. As we can see, the nationalists already took control over all the regions. So we'll have to be fast. Intervention in Spain is done and we'll continue right away with the Council of Rambouillet. Now, What do we want to do here? We want to go for this decision here. Intervene on the side of Spain. That will declare war on the nationalists, allow us to get military access from the Republicans, but we need 25% war support for that. We can take one of these other decisions that will raise our war support. We're already on 17%, that's higher than usual, but that's because of the event. Otherwise you'll just have to take more decisions. We need about 10% war support for as little stability as we're going to have to pay for it. So that would be allow volunteer work. And now we can intervene on the side of Spain. We are now at war. Stability is a thing of the past. And because we got rid of political violence, we are not getting the civil war event. Still, we're in trouble, and we need to take those control of a province as soon as possible. This is in the province of Navarra. And that is the one we need. So we'll need to take some stuff here. Get our Air Force involved. Also, we got our second spy here. We should get the infiltrator because he will get infiltration effectiveness 25%. And they'll start with infiltrating the civilian administration of Luxembourg. So let's get this done. There's a modifier here, so this will take a while. We can see now that Navarra is controlled by regular Spain, Republicans. We just need to consolidate this province. We're not going to wipe out the nationalists. The Republicans would become too strong and the war would end too quickly. So we're just going to sit around here a bit. This might be a problem. I forgot about this. Council of Rambouillet is done and will revise the constitution. Forgot to set my occupation laws and release Algeria. Probably should have done that at the beginning of the game. Well, I'm sure I should have done that at the beginning of the game, but well, here we are. Luxembourg infiltrated 25 political power. I mean, we're really hurting for political power, so for France this is a big win. Let's revise the constitution. We'll have to wait a year before we can repeal the law of exile. So we got some other stuff to do. Begin rearmament immediately adds 4 factories. Laissez-faire gives us industrial research bonuses, which are also very good. We'll do laissez-faire first. And we'll set our research to do the 1937 industry tax. So we can use those bonuses for the later tax. Here are the anarchists. Should probably guard against those guys. There is laissez-faire. We'll do the begin rearmament. And here we are, 30th of May, Carlist Spain declares war. So Carlist Spain spawned, which means Murcia, for instance, is now also a core of Carlist Spain. Doesn't matter if Carlist Spain survives or not. If they capitulate, the tax stays until the entire civil war is done. So that's why we need to keep that war going. Usually it just keeps on going pretty fine by itself. I've done this run a few times, and the mistake that I made was to expand and involve myself too quickly. Begin rearmament is done. We'll try to get to as far as possible for the research slot before we have to flip alignment. Belgium gives us 25 political power. Let's continue to the Netherlands and get ourselves a silent workhorse. Sort of in the positives now. We're just going to keep an eye on things here. If anyone seems to be winning too quickly, we'll try to intervene. Republicans aren't looking too hot right now, So we might have to do something about that. Invest in Metropolitan France is done. We'll not take a focus right now, so we can speedrun the non-aligned flip. We no longer get the effects from constitutional revisionism, so we can go all the way here, repeal the law of exile, and rush all the way to unite the crowns. Also going to flip to military factories after this is done. Secure the crown of Spain. Create faction legitimist alliance. Carlist Spain gets the event. We're at war with these guys. I'm really curious what will happen. In fact, we're probably not going to wait for that. Let's capitulate Carlist Spain. I'm probably going to mess up the run otherwise. That's Carlist Spain. Yeah, they're gone. The focus now changed. We're not creating legitimist alliance. Don't need that anyway. Carlist Spain capitulated, but there are still cores here. Now we have a war goal against regular Spain. We need to do United Crowns, but we need to control any core of regular Spain. Well, there's one right over here, so let's go. We could also probably just take care of some anarchists here, but this is just as easy. And we can already do Unite the Crowns because we control Navarra. Well, this is a new definition of backstabbing. Let's also, now that we are not aligned, send an attaché to China. Shouldn't be that expensive. We'll leave the Czechs to their fate. Sorry guys, we'll get you guys back later. And that's Unite the Crowns. Now we can just go full in on Spain and get that done. Still too much to do here. Want to get a next research slot, want to get aggressive focus and all the other stuff here. We'll do the research slot first. Speed down, Air Force up. Let's go. That's the anarchist gone. War score wise, this might be an issue because I don't really have the points to do this, but they are cores. But we're alright. Took out anarchists. Let's go for the Republicans. That's the Republicans. Let's see what I can take from these guys. Now this is a nationalist victory in the Spanish Civil War. But we still have the core states here, so we're good. Not a lot of nationalists left. And here we are. Take all states, take their navy, and we're done. We are now the Kingdom of Franco, Spain, with all Spanish and French cores. Cores. And it's January 1939, so we'll be in more trouble than we want pretty soon. So let's get preparing. Going to manually extend the Maginot for a bit with a few forts. I'm going to use my trash troops to just hold the line here against Belgium. Well, soon to be Germany. And this army will hold the Italians. Training some more troops, which will be reserves for the Maginot itself, Corsica and Africa. And we'll build up the rest as we go. Support Grande École is done. We'll do aggressive focus and get our Air Force going. We'll get on working on an Air Force. I'd like to go for heavy machine guns, as many as I can put on here. Engine 2, armor plates, and self-sealing fuel tanks. This is too heavy, so we'll have to switch out some stuff here. We'll use the old frame lookouts. Put some factories on there. The basic infantry template can be expanded with support anti-air at least. Italy joins Germany. We're running out of time. We're unable to guarantee Poland because we need 40% world tension. Let's improve our weapons. Daring to go for designers now that I have political power. And we'll create a basic medium flame tank. And get some factories on there. Germany declares on Poland. We're on. Which also means Germany is going for around Maginot, which will also get them a war goal in France. Not to worry, we're ready for them. Let's do a quick deploy for fighter wings so we can keep up here. Poland has capitulated. Luxembourg joins allies. There they go. Netherlands on the chopping block. Luxembourg gone. Here goes Belgium. Belgium has capitulated. That means my front lines are a mess now. Come on, Germany. I know you have a war goal on me. Somewhere, I think. They don't. They should have war with France at some point. There we go. The Germans are on schedule. Allies are inviting us to their faction. Would advise against it because with a democratic faction leader we're not allowed to use collaboration governments. Besides, we don't need the allies, so we'll just decline this polite invitation. A few things before we set the speed to go. We have an air force, set them to air superiority on your own terrain. Germans will be trying to bomb us heavily. Italians are not so much of a problem, but we probably should get a few wings up there. Keep deploying new fighter wings. Got a large subfleet which I'll set to convoy raid for the German fuel supplies as well as the Italians here. How many territories can I do? 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. It's fine, and we'll put the main battle fleet on strike force just to prevent any Italian naval invasions here. I don't have a reserve army for that. Now, these guys are just recently converted, so they're not exercised or equipped, but hopefully these guys can take the brunt of the attack. Let's see. The Germans are not attacking. Sad. Neither are the Italians. We're just probably too strong for them. These numbers do scare me though. They'll probably come soon enough. And that's army reform, unlocking some good stuff for us. Bloom Violette will be the logical choice. We can't go to extensive conscription, and this would get us some manpower. We're not desperate yet, but we have barely taken any losses, and that's going to happen sometime in the future. Now that army reform is done, we can go to land doctrines and finally get some of these desperately needed doctrine upgrades. I was going to go for static warfare as well, but I don't seem to be needing it, so might as well not do that. Might be getting a little ahead of myself, but let's see what happens if I take all of these fighters and just contest the airspace over the Benelux. Their fighters do seem to be better than mine. Add extra fuel tanks, it fits, it's a really good fighter. And we'll even change the icon to something more modern looking. 100 PP, we need to fix Star Wars support, but I also need the air superiority expert. We're really raking in the casualties now. But we're also losing a lot of planes, so we'll probably lose a lot more before we're done here. Let's make a CAS model. Improved small airframe with the anti-tank cannon and a bomb block. Other than that, it's the same thing as the fighters. The air war is vital. Once I've whittled down Germany, I can go on the offensive. This is a beautiful encirclement. Heavy losses on the air war, but the Germans are losing more. Reworked the elite template to something like this. 9 infantry, artillery, plane tanks, and cavalry recon. Can probably remove the elite template now. Elite icon. I mean, if everyone's elite, no one is. Green air over the Benelux and France itself. That should significantly help me out in our inevitable counterattack. Don't have any tanks yet, but I do have motorized and they are fairly well equipped, so let's see if we can make some encirclement happen. Speaking of encirclements, I encircled Tripoli. There's more troops encircled than I have keeping the border, but maybe I can manage. Keep on top of your radar tech whenever you're doing this stuff. Alright, first things first, keep up with your radar tech and your radar installations. You need maximum efficiency of your air missions if you are going to make this work. Meanwhile, I did not expect this because I thought the Germans were programmed to finish me off before going after the Soviets, but well, here they go, war against the Soviets. Do let me know how that's working out for you guys. I can see tanks and troops moving out of here. I'm not sure I'm going to prove that idea, but yeah, well, you know. Lots of troops moving around, entrenchment breaking, Hungarians taking over the line. Yeah, I do think that's a mistake, Germany. German Air Force is really getting blown to pieces here. And our first encirclement into Germany. Encirclements are important. We need those troops to disappear, not to be pushed back onto a smaller front line. So with green air and gas damage, you're just overpowering the German lines. Just make sure you're doing encirclements and not just pushing them back, otherwise you'll have to face more Germans on a compact level, which would not be a good thing. Got my ass into Rotterdam, which means Zeeland is encircled. Yes, I cut off this entire piece of Belgium, Rhineland, Moselland actually. That's Rhineland. And I can now significantly shorten my front line. More than 40 divisions here. And they're all gone. USA joins the Allies, and we're controlling the first province of Italy. The fall of Berlin. French forces have successfully stormed the German capital. And there we are, the German Reich has capitulated. Here's the secret weapon. Provisional government of the German Reich, they have our blessing. We don't have to take this stuff in a peace deal, it's already our puppets. Now let's finish off Italy, what's left of it. And here's the Italian Civil War. Bulgaria has become a major. Oh well. That's Rome and that's Italy. Slovakia is gone. And there goes Bulgaria. The war is over. And here we are, January 1942. If you're going for a world conquest, this would be a very good start. Kingdom of Franco, Spain. Extends from Gibraltar pretty much to the Benelux. Franco-Spanish Germany and Franco-Spanish Italy. Both in the mix. And here we still have a fascist Danevelde. We're almost back to 1 million manpower on limited conscription. We also got 1 million Germans waiting to join us, and we are ready to take on Japan, the Soviets, and what else. But for today, this video is over. I hope you picked up a thing or two. Leave comments, likes, and subscriptions. And let me know what country in South America you want to see me play. That's it for now. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.